Hello, all you gremlins and goblins. Welcome back. I'm Daniel.
And I'm Garet, and we're your hosts of Modern Gaze. It is spooky season. I love Halloween.
I love Halloween.
I don't love that Australia feels like it's summertime. There's no fall. There's like the trees are not orange. It doesn't feel spooky season. It feels summer.
It feels like summer's coming, like a brat girl summer.
Like, let's go to the beach.
Like we're 6 months behind.
So it's a bit weird. Do you ever feel like it's spooky season, or do you just feel like Halloween's whatever?
No, I don't ever feel like it's spooky season in Australia. When I was living in Los Angeles, absolutely. I felt like it was spooky season coming. The weather starts to turn. It's fall. Everyone's getting their pumpkin ice spiced lattes.
And Hocus Pocus is playing, and Sabrina, the Teenage Witch vibes.
Oh, yeah. All right. Well, speaking of Sabrina, the Teenage Witch, if you were in a haunted house, what is the one thing that would make you scream and run out immediately, girl?
Absolutely everything. I hate it.
You hate haunted houses?
I do. I hate haunted houses. I don't like anybody touching me. Nothing. I don't get a high off of it. I don't get excited. I pee my pants. I don't like it.
Well, I went to Universal Studios when I was living in Los Angeles, and me and my best friend at the time.
I don't like where the story is going.
We went into the haunted house, and let me tell you, I was screaming because those people were touching you. The ghosts, like
they're
were
scary.
They were coming at you.
They're in full like CGI'd makeup. Like
they're scary.
It's on another level how scary they are.
Honestly, like the floor could just creak, and I would be screaming, "Girl, I'm gagged. I'm running out."
No, I love Disneyland version, like the Haunted Mansion.
Oh, some fireworks. Love that.
And what is that? The Nightmare Before Christmas, like that kind of vibe. I'm into. If Tim Burton's involved, I'll sign up.
Well, if you could throw our ultimate Halloween party, what would our Halloween party be?
A night of 1,000 Arianas.
Oh, are you copying RuPaul right there?
Everyone has to be Ariana.
Really?
Yeah, everyone like a different version. But now that she's done SNL, which
oh my
what
God.
the
All right.
F.
She slayed Jennifer Coolidge.
She slayed every Diane. Like Diane gets in a fight. All of the characters that she plays are so unique. I feel like it was like her acting reel.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's also Halloween season, right? So she's playing the witch
in Wicked.
The Wicked that's coming out next month.
In the Wicked.
In the Wicked Witch of Oz.
I think that we've seen so much promo.
So much promo. It better be good because the Joker was let down apparently. There was so much promo for the Joker, and apparently Lady Gaga was in it like 40% of the time.
Well, it's Joker and Joker 2. Like we didn't even see the first Joker. When I saw A Star Is Born, I was like, oh my God, like
Academy Award winner.
Like I'm just so excited for her acting career. But then it didn't like pull me back in for the Joker. Like I wasn't like, oh, I'm so excited. And then her album now is just like full commitment to the role. And I wonder how many Lady Gaga versions of Harlequin is going to exist for Halloween. Like, is everyone going to put 100% on this Joker mask?
Well, I think speaking of Halloween, everyone is going to be a villain or they be a slut.
Naked Angel.
Like it's one or the other.
Yes.
You're either a good guy or
Victoria's
a whore.
Secret walking around in your
with your angel wings. Spread those eagles, girl. Spread the eagle. Let it fly.
Okay. So if you had to be a villain, for Halloween, what villain would you be?
Angelina Jolie from Maleficent.
Maleficent with the horns.
Yeah. Or I would
maybe
be Goldie Hawn in Death Becomes Her because I could wear like this cute slutty red dress with like a orange kind of
wig,
a reggaeton hair wig. Yeah.
A reggaeton. You mean
a reggaeton like orange ringer. Yeah, like a reggaeton.
Oh God.
I made it up.
Okay. I love how you're referencing Death Becomes Her like you freaking knew it because I showed that to you. I opened your eyes to the art form that is Death Becomes Her.
Okay, well, so death to us part. What would you be, sir?
I would be Teresa from
Of course you
Real
would.
Housewives.
You would be such a great Jersey girl. Paint your lips, get them big, plump, lush.
And I'd be flipping tables like they are going out of style.
You would need a couple of drinks to be flipping those tables.
Oh no, I think I could channel that energy pretty quickly.
Okay.
Because I think that, yes, she's maybe a hot mess sometimes, but she is fun. She's funny. She's random. She's kind of unexpected, and I like her approach to being a villain.
I agree too, because she's kind of like a nice villain.
She's an understated villain. She's like, I'm not a villain. On the show House of Villains, season 1 was great. New York is always just like iconic, and on the second season, they just like turn it all up.
Oh, it's full top notch.
And they all define their own villainous ways in different ways.
What would you say is one characteristic from all of those villains that you saw that is a secret weapon that they hold in their arsenal?
They just don't give a shit. They don't give a shit. They don't care.
I was going to say they're shady motherfuckers.
No.
They play the game. They play you because they get you on their side. They think they try and make you and schmooze you and charm you to get you. And then they let you go. They put you on that chair and
I don't know.
Backflipped.
Each and every single one of them have fully and unapologetically accepted
who they
celebrate who they are.
Agree. They are authentically living their best life.
Right. And if that means they're a bit of a bitch, that's so be it. That's who I am.
I love that.
And also they don't give a shit on the judgment. I do love how they just own it.
They totally own it. And I think when you get to that place of stepping into, like, let's call it, the villain era or the villain arc, for example,
of your life,
when you enter that moment, people are going to like fully judge you. Right. But I don't think you're coming.
Well, it depends on what you're doing.
Right. But I don't think you're coming always from a place like people can label you as a bitch or an asshole or whatever it might be. Right. Because you're doing something for yourself. But I think the second
sometimes it could be sassy. It could be confident.
Right.
Overly confident.
It could
be something like, they just think too highly of themselves.
Right. Or they're too cocky.
It doesn't have to be instantly just like rude to others. It could just be almost like a jealousy.
Well, it could also be maybe just people are saying no because they actually don't want to do something that's going to not serve them and it's going to serve the other person. So maybe when you stop people pleasing and you stop doing things for other people, they'll label you as a bitch or a cocky asshole. Us gays, we just know how to do stuff.
Well, what about modern gays?
That's easy. Modern gays do everything.
So this episode, and why I wanted to bring up villains and even Halloween in general, is that we have a facade, that we present as who we are to the public, to our friends, to our family, to ourselves. And sometimes there's a lot of alignment in that facade, but sometimes there isn't. And we wear different clothes, but masks in a way. And we also always really kind of see through bullshit,
For sure.
And we seek out authenticity. We seek out people who are real.
We want genuine connections.
Genuine. But at the same time, there isn't necessarily something so bad about being a villain.
I don't think there is.
And it depends on what we're talking about, right? Like I'm not talking about
go out there and be a rude bitch.
And I'm not talking about evil bullshit. Like, some of the orange Cheetos in the world.
Oh.
But I think that...
I got it.
You got it. Okay. But I'm thinking that when you are really confident and you know who you are and you're really authentic and you give no shits about what people think about what you're doing or who you are, how you live your life, you own it, right? A lot of people might see you as a bit of a villain.
The bad guy.
Without you even realizing it, right? And it's not like, I am a villain. That's something that you would never align with or think like, I want to be a villain.
Well,
someone might think you are.
100%. Well, when was a moment in your life, honestly, when someone may have thought you were the villain or the bad guy?
Okay, I'm a Scorpio, right? Everyone thinks I'm going to be like, I'm going to sting you and I'm going to like go for the jugular, but I don't. I'm like really, really calm, collected and kind and patient. But when my patience is like fully exhausted and it's gone and I got to a point where I'm just like over it, I strike in such a way that you don't see it coming and it's quick and it's like I disappear.
Oh, I can fully agree to that.
So I think that when maybe someone who pissed me off or really got on...
They crossed
me in a way that made me want to react in such a aggressive format, I think that they may see me as a villain because they might think like, I just ghosted you or I didn't address the issue or I didn't necessarily deal with it or I just like, I just fully just disappeared. Bye. See you later.
Right.
And that's something I totally own. And I feel like I have gotten a lot better of communicating like what I need and how I want to show up and how I expect other people to show up for me.
For sure.
So I avoid that outcome as you know, but I've also gotten older, wiser, a bit
and
more,
just more youthful with your Botox.
looking good. There is no Botox in my face.
I know. Well, I think that's definitely relatable for many people. You know, I think.
What about you? What about like, when are you a villain? When can someone see you as being a bit villainous?
Every day.
Every day.
Every day I think I'm a bitch.
Why?
Especially lately.
Why?
Because I think I'm at a moment or an era or a period of my life right now where I'm not being a villain to the people that I care about, and I'm not dismissing people. I am at a point where I do not care what people think, and I do not care about the judgment that I get anymore.
Right. But to what extent? Like in every aspect of your life?
In
Honestly?
the choices that I make.
Okay.
More so in the choices. Because
Right.
I feel like...
Because there's empathy involved, right? Like you have to be aware of the people around you.
Yeah.
And you're not as blunt as you may think you are, is what I'm saying.
No, but I also am subconsciously also at the same time, while being a villain, trying to be empathetic.
Okay.
Because I don't want to offend people.
You're an empathetic villain.
I'm trying to balance.
Maybe
doing
that's Maleficent. There you go. Empathetic
Well, there I am.
villain.
I'm trying to do the things that I want without people pleasing
Right.
and not offending anybody.
Right.
Because you need to really balance that. You can't just completely like disregard anybody else and be like, this is what I'm doing, because that's rude. But you can be strong in the choices you want to make or the decisions you want to do, and be empathetic towards the other person, whether it's your partner, your husband, your wife, your friends, your parents, whoever it might be.
Right.
When you get into that era and you vibrate at that level, right? You're being your true authentic self and you're making decisions you want to do. That comes with a cost. Anything comes with a cost, because you may lose friends.
No. I don't think it has to come with a cost, because you
doesn't
don't
have to, but it might.
It might. Right. It doesn't, just for you to be who you are doesn't mean you have to give up something else, or someone else has to give something else up. Like it's not like a exchange.
It's not a tit for tat.
But you cannot control, and you aren't responsible always for everyone's opinions or reactions to your villainous ways. When you are owning who you are, or when you are outspoken, when you are a bit loud, when you are speaking from your heart, or when you're speaking from your mind, or when you just let out that really obnoxious laugh that, could take over, or maybe you speak loud.
Maybe it just pierces someone's ears.
Like maybe you have a really fun personality that's maybe it's really effeminate. Maybe it's really like excited and energetic and just overwhelmingly full of joy. That can turn some people off. And when someone tells you they don't like it, or when they kind of maybe put you down a bit without being too aggressive or too mean, but it still hurts. That's when you can be like, oh,
it's too much.
No. I'm going to say that's when you can double down. That's when you can be like, oh.
When it hurts?
Oh, you want me to be the villain? Oh, okay.
Well, I'm going to go there.
I'm going to go there then.
You want to drag me?
I'm going to be louder.
You want to drag me?
I'm going to be more excited. I'm going to be even more over the top. And to a point where I'm going to just celebrate myself. Now that's where I'm talking about, like, okay, maybe you are a bit conscious of how you are acting is annoying, or, kind of making someone else a bit off of you. But if it's really genuine, and if it's really who you are, and it's like exactly your personality and you're owning who you are, who gives a shit? Be the villain.
So
own it.
Speaking of that, do you think everyone goes through a villain era at some point of their lives?
Yes.
Well, I think you also may get to that point in a couple of different scenarios. One, when you're completely fed up of a situation and you're done. Two, when you have that epiphany, or you have that awakening or reckoning, and you're like, okay, I need to change. I'm drained. Or you like literally fatigue yourself. Like you're like, okay, I can't do this anymore. I need to change my ways of behaving or thinking or speaking or doing. And then I think you step into that villainous era.
Well, I don't think it's necessarily, I think we're labeling it incorrectly. I don't think it's your villain era. I don't want to associate something so, treacherous with something that is so celebratory. That might be how you're being perceived and being aware of.
Authentic era?
Okay, how about this? When you identify someone else as a villain, it's a real villain. Like it's like someone that
Give me a scenario.
Okay. So here, maybe someone at work, like you're working, you do whatever you do.
No, let's not talk about work. I don't talk about it. I work all day.
But people work. People have jobs.
Okay.
So you're at work.
Yes.
Whatever the fuck you do.
Yes.
And there's someone else that you work with who is not in alignment, girl. They are working against you. They want to expose you, or they want to take credit for your work, or they make your job more difficult. Could be a manager, could be a boss, could be a colleague, whoever, whatever. And it could be anywhere, retail, fast food, corporate job, sales, whatever. That person going out of their way to like call you out in front of people or to, you know, be rude and like condescending on email threads. Like that person can be a bit of a villain working against you.
I think they're jealous.
Yeah, but they're like actively in your life working against you. Not many people out and about are really going to give a shit about affecting you in a negative way.
Right.
Most people just live their own lives.
They're just coming for you.
But that kind of person, they're coming for you.
Yeah. You better run, girl. You better run into that haunted mansion.
What are you going to do about that villain in your life?
Ask them if they're okay. Serious. Like, is everything okay?
Empathize.
Yeah.
Open up.
Yeah.
Be vulnerable.
Like, I would actually like play the victim in that instance.
Surprise them in that way.
I would be like, oh, have I done something to you? I would bring it to their attention. Like, call them out.
Maybe, no, because you know the saying, like, you know, keep your friends close and your enemies closer.
Yeah.
I like the...
No, there's no enemies that are close to me anymore. That saying's gone.
I like the idea of disarming your enemy or the villain in your life.
For sure.
But that means you do have to get close to them to disarm them, because you're not going to be able to disarm them that easily.
That's why. Play dumb.
But you're going to have to...
okay?
You're going to have to become the villain yourself if you're going to try to get them fired or get them out of your, you know, situationship.
Right.
You either become the villain to them, or you have to somehow...
No, I become the villain.
Alignment.
I become the villain behind closed doors.
Right. Okay, that's what I'm saying.
I will get close to
into
them,
their face, or
get the ammunition, and then attack.
Okay, but your end goal is attack.
Absolutely.
Okay, so that's
if you're attacking me, my end goal is to take you down, bitch. Girl, you're gonna be floating out like lava from a volcano, girl.
And that's where your Aries comes out.
My Aries and my rising Sagittarius, double fire. You do not want to cross me.
But that's what's so different about me is that, yes, I might be a Scorpio and I might have a reputation.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't attack. I disarm.
It takes you a lot to attack.
It takes me a lot to attack. So I disarm, and then I just like move on. So I calm the situation, and then I go on about my day.
Okay.
And if that refires up,
yep,
and then I have to deal with that enemy.
But okay,
again,
let me tell you what the pitfall about disarming is you are in a constant state of disarm.
Yes.
That is the problem with disarming.
Yes.
Is you just keep putting out the fire. When you enter that villain era, you no longer care about disarming.
Yeah, you just destroy.
You destroy it.
And move.
And you're authentically happy.
You conquer and move on.
You keep wearing yourself thin when you disarm.
Okay, I can see that.
So you need to stop disarming and you need to fucking attack, boy. You need to jump on that thing and straddle it like a cowboy.
Okay. I get it. So that actually is an epiphany for me.
Good.
In that
it only took 7 years.
I definitely appreciate how I disarm people.
I agree.
I'm always a moderator. I get people to love each other. I bring people together.
You are a commemorator.
A what? Okay, you just love making up words over there.
A commemorator, and you bring everyone together. Maybe I'm just pronouncing it wrong.
We'll look that up.
Commemorate. You commemorate.
Okay, we're gonna leave this in. Okay, so I bring people together. That's.
All
just
right,
use the words.
Let's leave it at that.
All right.
I think it's time to wrap it up, girl.
So, what are you going to do
today and every day moving forward?
Today and every day. Are you going to be more of a villain or less of a villain? Like, what about you? You're giving me advice over here saying like, I need to be more aggressive.
I'm not giving you advice. I'm giving you
how I deal with other villains. So how are you going to deal with other villains in your life? Just by becoming a bigger one?
I'm going to acknowledge their existence and say, you fucking go get it, girlfriend.
Okay, you're going to celebrate other villains.
I'm going to celebrate them.
Pull them all together.
And I'm going to want to inspire and I'm going to take bits of the villains that I like and create my own characteristics of what's going to serve me.
Okay.
That's what I'm going to do.
Yeah. I'm going to do me.
I'm going to do me.
Well, Lucius, I'm going to put me first.
Well, I think you should do that because if you can't love yourself, how the hell are you going to love somebody else?
Oh, thank God that there's so many RuPaul franchises.
Thank God there's RuPaul. And P.S. before we wrap it up, I'm so glad Candy Muse is on House of Villains because she's slaying. When she served it to that guy who was dating Nicki Minaj, whatever his name is, with the fur coat.
I know. I'm excited for this season.
Oh, if you haven't watched House of Villains, highly recommend.
I think every reality television show needs a drag queen on it.
Oh, I want to be on a reality television show.
Several drag queens.
They do. I hope there's another one in Traders. Is there another one in the US Traders that's coming up?
Well, if it's not, I'm not watching.
Okay.
All right. Well, thanks for tuning in to this week's episode. And until next week, keep building the vibrant life you want by owning your authentic self.
And owning your authentic villain era.